he's one of them ones. You know, generational talent. It was fun going against him tonight.
In this league, you know, he has the right coach around him. He has the right mindset, and he wants to win.
Every generation gets one hooper who flips the whole sport on its head, and now it's Victor Wembanyama stepping into that spotlight. Jordan did it, LeBron did it, and here comes Victor, mixing guard moves with center size and a fighter's mentality, creating a style nobody can copy. But behind all those jaw-dropping highlights sits a real story of pressure, doubt, and a wild evolution that most people don't fully get.
Some of your major takeaways from seeing Wemby for the first time in person?
He's tall. That's really it.
Victor isn't just shifting the direction of basketball anymore, he's straight up taking control of it. This is the same guy people claimed would need years to grow into his body, yet he's already turning into the league's worst nightmare every night he steps on the court. At 7'4" and 235 pounds, he's bigger, stronger, and almost impossible to slow down, and teams still can't figure out a plan to contain him. When people were asked for their first impression of seeing Wemby in person, the answer was simple. He's tall, and that was enough to set the tone.
Taken out of his hands by Tre Jones, running the floor, Jeremy lobs it up, Victor throws it down!
Even in just his first 2 seasons, Wemby was no overhyped experiment. He was stacking historic nights like it was nothing. Remember that wild night in Toronto back in February 2024? He lit up the Raptors with 27 points, 15 boards, 10 blocks, and 5 assists. A stat line so insane it pushed him into elite territory with legends like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Hakeem Olajuwon. Ralph Sampson and David Robinson were the only rookies to ever hit that wild 25-15, 10-5 mark until Victor showed up and crashed the party like a storm. Unreal, but here's where things get straight up unbelievable.
Everybody, we're labeling like this unicorn thing. Everybody's been a unicorn over the last few years, but he's more like an alien. No one has ever seen anyone.
Wemby became the first rookie ever to record 2 totally different triple-doubles, one with assists and one with blocks. Since stats started getting tracked in 1973, nobody had pulled that off. Then you get moments like this, taken right out of his hands by Tre Jones, sprinting down the floor, Jeremy G. Loft tosses it up, and Victor hammers it down like it's nothing. In Paul Gasol's 2002 rookie year, he needed the full season to hit 150 assists and 150 blocks.
Man, he's tall, man. He's tall. He's a tall kid.
And Wemby did it in just 48 games. Only one dude ever did it quicker. The Admiral, David Robinson. And that says everything. And Victor still wasn't slowing down. He became the first player in NBA history to drop a triple-double with blocks while also knocking down multiple threes in the same game.
Look out. Pump fake, Wembanyama! Jamming it. Nasty pump fake.
Then he turned around and became the first ever to hit 75 threes, 150 assists, and 150 blocks in a season, all in under 50 games. That's straight up next level. By his second season, Victor powered up again, putting up 24.3 points, 11 rebounds, 3.7 assists, and a league-best 3.8 blocks in just 46 games. He was shooting 35% from deep on nearly 9 attempts per night and still led the whole league in blocks, 176 to Brook Lopez's 148, and Victor did it with style. Zoom out, and the numbers get even crazier. Through his first 100 games, Wemby stacked up 2,278 points, 1,053 rebounds, 366 blocks, and 225 threes. That's not normal.
He's one of a kind for sure. I thought I had a wide open layup in the, first quarter, maybe second quarter, and out of nowhere he pinned it against the glass. But it's not just that, it's the whole game.
That's superstar math in real time. Look out, the league has been warned. Nasty doesn't even begin to cover it. That's the 7th highest scoring total in a player's first 100 games in the last 45 years. And when you stack Victor's numbers next to the legends, it almost doesn't feel real. Victor Wembanyama scored more points in his first 100 games than LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Carmelo Anthony. And he blocked more shots than Shaq, Mutombo, and Hakeem Olajuwon. Picture KD's scoring mixed with Olajuwon's defense. That's Wemby right now. Before Victor, that combo sounded impossible, but he made it real without breaking a sweat. Even wilder, he's already made more threes at this point than Steph Curry did early on. A 7'4" giant shooting like a smooth guard. That's straight nightmare fuel for every team out there. Right before training camp, his official height came in at 7'4" without shoes, which means he's basically 7'5" on the court, moving like someone half his size. Now he's dunking, swatting shots, and pulling up from deep like a modern-day version of Wilt Chamberlain, but built for today's game. And last season, only Kareem Abdul-Jabbar matched his mix of points, rebounds, assists, and blocks per game. That's legendary company. The only real concern people had was whether he could handle NBA-level physicality, but that doubt is gone now.
Pass the ball out to the corner. There you go.
Wembanyama, little stop.
During a Spurs scrimmage, Wemby plowed straight into Luke Cornett's chest, sent the 7-footer rolling backward, and finished with a monster slam that shook the whole gym. Even Cornett had to admit it. He's obviously gotten a lot stronger, and that play showed every new part of Wemby's game exploding at once. Muscle, confidence, and straight-up dominance. He trained with legends like Hakeem Olajuwon and Kevin Garnett, spent endless nights grinding in the gym, and ate with the discipline of someone chasing greatness. Now, at 240 pounds, he's stronger, quicker, and way more aggressive than before. This season, he's not getting pushed around. He's the one doing the pushing. The corner, there you go, me, little stuff. Moments like that show just how much he's leveling up. Getting here wasn't easy for Victor Wembanyama. Every step of his training was built to handle the wild demands of a 7'5" frame. Ever since that unbelievable growth spurt changed how he had to move, walk, jump, everything. The work never stopped.
No, he's an anomaly. He's definitely a challenge to be able to be that tall and that versatile. Sometimes I think I guarded him twice, and I think he just caught it, shot it over me.
Critics kept questioning if his body could survive the grind of the NBA, and he shut that talk down for 2 straight seasons. Then came a terrifying twist. Deep vein thrombosis at just 21 years old, right when the basketball world was sitting in his hands. Suddenly, Wemby had to face something way bigger than a defender. He had to face his own mortality, and that shook everyone watching. But instead of folding, he came back more focused and more intense, stepping into training camp like someone ready to rewrite the whole league again. He said, "I'm so much more under control and my conditioning has gotten so much better. What I've done this summer is world class." And he wasn't exaggerating for even a second. His new workouts were straight savage. One of the toughest drills, the All Against Wemby challenge, had every single teammate attacking him one-on-one in a non-stop rotation with no breaks, no coaching, no mercy at all. While everyone else bent over catching their breath, Wemby just kept grinding like a machine that refused to shut off. When he said his offseason was violent, he meant it for real. It was non-stop pressure designed to rebuild his strength, balance, control, everything needed to dominate again. At Media Day, he explained, "Maybe I lost some shooting time, but I don't care. I wanted to get my body back." And that hit deep once people remembered everything he had gone through. Months of hospitals, tests, uncertainty, and not knowing what the future looked like. He needed a full reset, mentally and physically. Once he got cleared to travel, he went all the way to China and Japan to reconnect with himself and rebuild from the inside out. In China, he trained at a Shaolin temple, diving into meditation and kung fu.
He's a special player, extremely special player. When he's rolling, you have to be under him, because if they throw the ball up, there's literally nothing you can do.
Focusing on breath control, balance, and staying calm under pressure. "It made me understand lessons nothing else could," he said. And those experiences changed him from the core. He came back stronger, centered, and laser-focused. Not just rebuilt, but straight up reborn. Victor isn't just mastering the physical side of basketball anymore. He's mastering his mind, his presence, and his whole identity as a player and a person. After finishing his training with the Shaolin monks, Victor Wembanyama jumped straight into something totally different, but just as intense. As soon as rehab cleared him for full-speed work, he linked up with veteran Harrison Barnes in Los Angeles to train under elite skills coach Noah LaRoche. Together, they locked into a cutting-edge system called the Constraints-Led Approach, CLA, one of the most groundbreaking development methods in basketball right now. Forget stiff robotic drills, this system throws players straight into game-like chaos. No preset moves, no predictable patterns, no safe rehearsed stuff. Every reaction is live. Every decision is real. It forces the mind and body to sync instantly, making players think and move like they're in a real NBA matchup every single second. And when you apply that to a 7'5" force like Wemby, that's pure danger for the league.
He's going to be one of the greatest players this game's seen, just the way he's built and what he's been able to do so far. So got a lot of respect for him.
Barnes even said he's a special player, extremely special player. When he's rolling you, you have to be under him, because if they throw the ball out, there's literally nothing you can do. And he wasn't lying. When someone that tall and coordinated learns how to flow naturally with the rhythm of the game, reading every rotation, reacting in real time. There's simply no defense built for that. The CLA method teaches how every drive, pass, fake, and footstep connects to the next move. How one tiny shift in a defender's stance can open a brand new lane to the rim. It's not about memorizing a playbook, it's about feeling the game itself and trusting your instincts.
Like he got more aggressive, like a more aggressive mentality as he started this season off. He'll just keep getting better.
By week 2, Wemby told LaRoche that something was clicking. He could feel his whole body moving with the rhythm, syncing up more naturally, flowing smoother than ever, and that was only the beginning. He felt more free, all those stiff, rehearsed habits were gone, and in their place came pure instinct. Coaches around him said it looked like he had unlocked a whole new level of control, like his mind and body finally snapped into perfect sync. And through everything, one thing stood out louder than anything else: his discipline. Players this talented rarely grind this hard, but Wemby is built different. Early mornings, late nights, sometimes both. 2-a-day sessions almost every single day. Trainers said he was pushing 5 to 6 brutal days in a row, a workload most pros wouldn't even attempt. Even players who barely knew him before are starting to notice the truth. Victor Wembanyama isn't just special, he's obsessed. Spurs newcomer Lindy Waters III summed it up perfectly when he said, at his age, it's eye-opening to see someone come in and demand greatness. He can't do that without putting himself on that pedestal, making sure nobody can challenge his effort. It's easy to follow his lead, and it makes me want to work harder. That says everything. Around the Spurs, there's this growing sense of awe. Not just at what Wemby does, but at how he works. His teammates have watched him pull off dunks that look like the game glitched and block shots that shouldn't even be reachable for any human. What really shocks everyone around him isn't just the highlights, it's his consistency, his non-stop obsession with getting better every single day. He's not just chasing greatness anymore, he's setting the standard for the whole squad. As Wemby said before preseason even started, defense is non-negotiable. It's not something you can't do. If you want to be part of this team, we're holding each other accountable and the coaches will too. That's the new reality in San Antonio. Wemby isn't just the future of the franchise. He's already shaping the culture. Defense is non-negotiable. That's Victor's rule now, and it applies to everybody on that roster. After traveling the world, rebuilding his mind and body, he came back sharper, stronger, and more locked in than ever before. But deep down, he knows nothing is promised. That blood clot scare still stays with him, the same condition that ended 11-time All-Star Chris Bosh's career at just 32. Wemby understands the risk, so he's pushing every limit while he still has the chance. And this season, he's stepping into another massive leap. In his first preseason matchup against Frank Kaminsky and the Guangzhou Long Lions, Wemby made one thing crystal clear. He's not the same player anymore.
Obviously, all credit to Vic, obviously a great player, very talented.
He dropped 9 points, grabbed 10 rebounds, swatted 3 shots, and dished out 7 assists in just 16 minutes. That wasn't a warm-up, that was a statement. Pure domination. He's not just a center anymore. He's turning into something the NBA has never witnessed before. This season, his whole offensive game looks transformed, almost Kevin Durant-like instead of Anthony Davis style. In open scrimmages and preseason runs, he's sprinting the floor like a guard, bringing the ball up himself, attacking defenders, and creating plays right in the moment. He's become the true centerpiece of San Antonio's entire system. Not just a scorer, but the guy dictating the pace, steering the offense, and setting up teammates like a floor general with wingspan for days. And the wildest part? What stood out wasn't his scoring. It was his decision-making. No rushed shots, no forced drives, no hunting for flashy highlights. He wasn't calling for constant lobs or isolations either. Instead, he spaced the floor, made clean reads, and trusted his squad to make the right plays beside him. He only took 1 3-pointer the whole game, which is shocking for someone who used to fire them nonstop.
Going big, he has a bright future.
That right there is serious growth. That evolution came from a major focus during his training in Los Angeles, relocation drills with Harrison Barnes. They drilled how to use his insane gravity to create space for others, instead of always pulling the whole defense onto himself. Now Wemby is constantly moving, forcing defenders to chase him while freeing his teammates to slice to the rim or nail open shots. He's learning that real greatness isn't about doing everything solo. It's about raising everyone around you and making the whole squad better. As Spurs head coach Mitch Johnson put it, for all the highlight plays Wembanyama will have this year, it's those subtle reads, the smart decisions that truly define greatness. And now, just 10 games into the 2025-26 season, it's official. Victor Wembanyama isn't a project anymore. He's a full-on problem. The San Antonio Spurs, A team people used to dismiss as a maybe someday rebuild have blasted into contention with an 8-2 record, sitting second in the Western Conference right behind the red-hot Oklahoma City Thunder. Their offense is cooking at 119 points per game, and their defense, anchored by Wemby's unreal wingspan, is holding teams to just 111. That plus 8-point differential isn't just a cute stat, it's a warning shot to the entire league. And at the center of this whole explosion is a transformed Wemby, stronger, sharper, and completely unleashed. Through his first 10 games, he's dropping 25.7 points, 12.8 rebounds, 3.9 blocks, and 3.4 assists, while shooting 50% from the field and 84% from the line. That's superstar efficiency with game-breaking impact. He's top 5 in player efficiency, top 3 in defensive rating, and once again leading the entire NBA in blocks. The numbers are wild, but the way he's doing it is what's making coaches and players around the league shake their heads in disbelief. "It going be, you know he has a bright future," one veteran said. But honestly, that future is already here. Wemby's scoring is sitting right next to guys like Giannis and Jason Tatum, and he's doing it while anchoring elite defense and running the system like a seasoned star. Yet his rim protection outshines almost every center in the league today. Against Denver, he straight up outdueled Nikola Jokic on his own home floor, dropping 31 points, 15 rebounds, and 6 blocks in a statement performance that sent shockwaves across the entire Western Conference. And just a few days later, he walked into the Lakers matchup and delivered 27 points, 14 rebounds, and 5 assists, controlling the whole game without forcing a single wild shot. He's transformed into the ultimate hybrid, the engine powering the offense and the anchor locking everything down on defense. His teammates feel that energy and they're feeding off it big time. Rookie guard Stefan Castle has turned into a legit floor general overnight, averaging 7.7 assists and running the show with serious confidence, while Dylan Harper is finding his groove right next to Wemby's inside-out dominance. The chemistry is real. The ball movement looks sharp, the spacing is clean, and the whole rhythm feels contagious. Suddenly, the Spurs look like one of the smartest and most balanced squads in the league. Head coach Mitch Johnson said it perfectly. He's not chasing highlights anymore. He's chasing control. He's chasing perfection. That focus is exactly what separates this year's Spurs from the chaos of last season. Every possession has purpose now. Every defensive rotation, every pass, every cut, it all feels intentional and locked in. And on defense, Wemby's presence borders on supernatural. He's rejecting nearly 4 shots per game, switching on to guards like he's a wing, and then teleporting back to erase shots at the rim like some kind of ghost defender. Teams keep thinking they found an opening, and then out of nowhere, Wemby's arm comes flying in from another dimension to shut the whole play down. Opponents are straight up avoiding the paint whenever he's anywhere close. You can see the hesitation in real time. Players look up, spot Wemby lurking, and instantly switch their whole plan. Victor Wembanyama isn't just dominating games anymore. He's twisting them around him like reality bends when he steps on the court. The league wanted a glimpse of the future, and it showed up early. His efficiency is hitting full superstar levels now, with him shooting over 50% from the field, knocking down 1 out of 3 from deep, and hitting free throws like a veteran marksman. Numbers that sound unreal for someone standing 7'5". And here's the wild part. In just his first 100 games, he already passed both LeBron James and Kevin Durant in total scoring at the same point in their careers. Now, 2 seasons later, he's putting up a mix that mirrors peak Shaquille O'Neal on defense and Kevin Durant on offense, a blend that shouldn't even exist in real life. Across the league, the whispers are getting louder and louder. Is this the year Wemby wins MVP? The case is already looking legit. The Spurs have gone from the lottery all the way to the top of the Western Conference, all fueled by his rise. He's leading the NBA in blocks, sitting top 10 in rebounds, top 15 in scoring, and he's doing all of this while playing only 34 minutes per game. Every night, he does something that leaves fans, announcers, and even other players staring in shock. A recovery block nobody should reach. A pull-up 3 that looks impossible for someone that tall. A transition Euro step that doesn't make sense for a person with that wingspan. But even with the hype, the highlights, and history being written right in front of everyone, Victor stays grounded. After every monster performance, he's right back in the gym, refining footwork, studying film, helping guide his young teammates, and hunting for that next tiny improvement that sets him apart. He's not satisfied with greatness. He's obsessed with getting better, one detail at a time. There's a quiet fire in him now, a kind of leadership that doesn't need big speeches, just pure example. And when you step back and look at everything he's been through, the early doubts, the brutal training camps, the blood clot scare that could have changed everything, it becomes clear that Victor Wembanyama isn't just playing basketball. He's living it with gratitude, focus, and purpose. The monk-like discipline he picked up in China blends perfectly with the ruthless mentality he forged in Texas, creating a version of a player the league has never seen before. The truth is impossible to ignore now. This isn't the future of basketball anymore. This is basketball's brand new present. At just 21 years old, Victor Wembanyama is bending the game to his will, and if this is what he looks like right now, the rest of the NBA has absolutely no idea what's coming next. His rise feels like something straight out of a movie. Unstoppable, dramatic, and unbelievable at times. But what do you think? Is this the beginning of a real dynasty, or is the league still trying to figure out how to slow him down? I seriously want to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below so we can talk about it. Thanks so much for watching and hanging out with Ball Stories. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit like, share it with another Hoop fan, and subscribe for more wild NBA stories and deep dives coming your way. And if you're still craving more crazy NBA drama and legendary moments, stick around and check out the next video. Trust me, you'll want to see it. See you on the next one.